this video, let's take a look at how we can adjust the settings and appearance of any of the blocks or bricks we have on our web page. If you add a block or select any of the existing blocks, here in the right sidebar we have a number of options. First of all, we can change the padding for this block, and for the first time in Blocks 4 we can now change it depending on the breakpoint. So we can create the compact designs for mobile devices and the spacious designs for large breakpoints like desktops and laptops. Also here we can change the width of this block to make it constrained to the width we set in the project settings, right here. Or we can make it full width, which is basically will allow us to create the edge-to-edge designs for our web pages. We can add dividers if we want. We can add the image backgrounds. And if the image is too bright, for example, we can add a little bit of darken or any other texture. So let's add a text so it is easier for us to see. So let's select the block again. Let's make it bigger. And here, of course, we can add the parallax effect. You can see right now we have parallax enabled on the second block, but on the first one we don't have it. So let's click parallax. And as you can see now we have this beautiful parallax effect. And if we go to preview, you will see that this effect is actually much more beautiful than the one we had in Blocks 3, because the image background is also moving. It's not just fixed like before. And the good news, of course, is that it's also working on mobile devices. If we want, we can set the video background. We can change the background color here. In Blocks 4, we have another new feature, which is the block edge divider. And it is very useful to give our website a very unique and cool looking design. So for example, let me select this block here. This is the Barista Coffee title. And I already have some divider enabled here in the bottom. So let's select this bottom divider. You can see that I have the paper divider enabled. Here in this setting we can change the height of this divider, or we can change the type to something different, for example mountains or slant opacity. We can change the width to make it appear only on one side, for example. All of these changes like width and height are saved per breakpoint. So if you want to have a little bit different design for other breakpoints, you can easily change it here to find the look you are looking for. More importantly, if we select any of the bricks or content on our website, we will have a totally different options for each of the available bricks. For example, for text, we will have the text settings where we can change the font, we can change the size, and a few other options. For example, we can change the color, amount of padding, we can add some cool shadows to our text. We can also add a scroll effect to almost any of the design element we have on our Blocks canvas. For example, let's select this barista header and add the fade in effect. But before doing that, let's go to preview mode to see how it looks right now. You can see that It looks beautiful, but what if we want to add some cool animation here? Well, let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's select this header and let's add the fade in and zoom in function. Okay, now when we scroll down, you can see that this text fades in and becomes bigger as we scroll. And we can add this to basically all elements on our website. We will be exploring more of this in the future videos. For now, let's move on and see how else we can change the appearance and the settings for elements. If we select the images, we can change the size, alt text, which is important for SEO. If we select the buttons or links, we can change the interaction type, basically what happens when we click on this button. We can navigate to pages, open drop downs, and do a bunch of stuff which we will explore as we build our website in this course. Of course, we also have some appearance settings here as well. We can make our buttons smaller or bigger. We can align them. We can change the color, include the icon if we want, like this. And by the way, when it comes to icons, in Blocs 4 we now have the full Font Awesome 5 icon library. So we can select any of the icons and change them to anything you like. And as you can see, when we select the icon, we have a bunch of options like the sizing, framing, alignment, colors, and others. And of course, we can also add interactions to the icons, meaning that we can create the buttons which we click and go to the page of our choosing or toggle some other functionality. Another way to edit the content on Design Canvas is by selecting it and using the freehand controls. For example, here we can change the size of this text. We can drag this round on the right side to change the width. And as always, when we switch to other breakpoints, we can make the changes specific to that breakpoint. We can select the images, change the radius to create some beautiful effects. And once again, we can change the width using this round on the right. Also new in Blocs 4 is the ability to select any point in your text brick, and we can split it into a couple of bricks, also creating the header if we want. We can also insert the images now, which will greatly help us speed up the process of creating the text-rich pages. There are lots of new features in Blocs 4 which allow us to create beautiful websites, and as we go and create this website, I will be covering most of the techniques available. In the next video, we will be taking a look at a very important part of our web design process, and it is working these classes.